Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm RUSHIN Panda. Before we continue, however, do like and subscribe to the channel to see future content. Now, this is my low poly fantasy bow. Before we continue with the interesting stuff, let's go back to the concept art. This part of the design I felt very confident with. I enjoy creating my own bows. Actually, I feel like I'm actually okay at drawing bows. I feel this is something I can draw very simply, as it is literally just a very simple shape, a very like a line, literally just lines, and you just draw and you get a curve and you get an idea shape of a bow. For this, I did Google some reference images, and they will go right here. And I used Google for them, and I just kind of like just built an idea around it. Now I was going for more of an elven bow here. Right here, I just kind of like do some like little like spring bits which will elasticate the bow instead of just going for a random string for just a standard string, what you see on traditional bows usually. Right now we're just outlining the basic overall shape of the bow and giving it more depth and dimension. I'm using Photopea right now, which is a free version, web browser version of Photoshop, and much better. Currently mirroring the strings to give it some more symmetry, as is something we do earlier with the actual traditional bow with the top and bottom. Now I'm trying to get a colour palette, and I'm going for this nice wooden, built feel to it, like it's been built just from a tree, from oak. I'm still practicing my colour theory, so I'm going for some just basic shadows here. I think it does give the effect of light coming from the front of it, well, from the east side of the photo, but I still think my shading could be better. I do like the effect I get though. Like, it looks like there's some bright light on the other side of it, giving it some more depth, so you can feel how big and how weighted the bow could be. I'm currently adding some more details I felt like it needed. These are like guard bits, like you see on any sort of fantasy bow, like I don't know, sticks coming off, other arrows coming off, something similar to this right now, which we're going to see on screen. There you go. However, more on that shortly. I decided to go more focus on the string. I went for more of a gold field, giving it like this special, I don't know, the special element to the string, make it seem more powerful. I don't think it does that effectively, but I feel like it's unique. And now we're going to go on to the arrow pieces I was quoting on before. I went for more of a leaf feel, so I don't know, so like the leaves feel more element, like a part of the image. I'll be mirroring these as you'll see shortly, like now. I'm just trying to get the shading on it so it seems like these are like elemental like pieces, giving power to the bow. I didn't execute that properly, however though, you'll see when it comes to the final concept, I feel like it adds to the bow, don't get me wrong, but I just don't feel like it's all that. Currently just getting the outlining correct on this part of the image. I'm just going to move over the actual colour path of the bow, and then we're going to refine it properly now, in fact, with a good outline, a nice thin black outline of the actual bow. I didn't do too well of a job here. I think I used a wrong brush size, which I'll keep for future now. But I feel like it makes it stand out, so the viewer is actually attracted to the colour of the bow rather than the actual drawing lines of the bow. I have a black box here just so you can sort of amplify what I mean by I wanted this glow to come off of the leaves. So it seems like the bow is all powerful and like mysterious, like it's got some mystique. I didn't add this in the final model, however, the like writing on it to give it more of a mystique to it, but that's because I kind of forgot about it, if I'm honest. But yeah, that's the concept art of the part of the work done. Let's go to the 3D modelling. The awaited part, 3D modelling. Now, this exact 3D model actually, made me question why I use any sort of 3D software because of this one particular part, this part right here. I couldn't get the angle right for the shape I wanted, so it changes the bow, and I don't know if that makes it better or worse. You decide that, let me know in the comments, in fact. And if you are still paying attention to the video, do drop a like, that'll be very much appreciated. Anyway, continuing. I'm not going to talk about so much about the video. In fact, I think it's pretty much self-explanatory from this point about what's going on in the actual design part of this. I'm just following the concept art, which I did, draw myself. But I'm going to talk more about, like, just in general why I 3D model and why I enjoy it so much, and why I do the drawings for my videos. The reason is I enjoy 3D modeling because, one, I feel like it's a very easy way to express art, because with 3D modeling there's only certain ways to view something. I mean, you can make it low poly or realistic or stylized, which are 3 different types of art styles, which I'll show here right now, like I have throughout the video. So yeah, right here. And it all depends on like what you prefer, realistically. Like for me personally, I enjoy low poly style, which is why all my videos have been low poly. This is due to the fact of it doesn't have to be perfect. It can literally look a certain way and it will still look good to the viewer, which is why I prefer low poly. And I think low poly art style, or stylized, they're very similar, is very just a very good way to do 3D modeling, in my opinion anyway. Photorealism does have a place, but I feel like it's too time consuming to warrant doing it. But why do I do it in just like a normal aspect anyway, 3D modeling per se, is because it's something like, I don't know, it's something I just enjoy doing genuinely. Like, I enjoy designing weapons or game assets that I could use in my own game and not worry about copyright issues, which there can be plenty of within the industry, which is why I like designing my own weapons. Whether that's with someone else's like images or not, that's a different problem entirely. As you've seen, I've used sword references which I haven't drawn, I've just used off Google. But I'm not ever going to use them in games because they're literally just to show off that, oh yeah, this is my sword and how I like it looks cool. But yeah, this part of the video UV wrapping, this pains me. I'm so thankful that this is a whole different part of the industry. But yeah, I mean, for the future, ideally, if I ever got into the industry, I'd like to be able to think I could, be some sort of 3D modeler maybe, or just flat out game designer, come up with game ideas. Because I do enjoy coming up with game ideas for games rather than actually making them, because it's so stressful making them. But I also do enjoy this part of actually making it stuff 3D. The drawing part, I do the drawing and that at the start because it's so I can get better at drawing, and also so I know how the art is meant to look in my head and on paper and in 3D. So I can actually, give it the illustration myself. But as you can see, we've UV wrapped it, so we're now going to start texture painting, or hand painting. And I thought, as this would be the first comment video where I actually do describe what hand painting is, I'll talk about it a bit and discuss why I prefer to hand paint in Blender. Well, mainly because I don't have Adobe Substance Painter, so I have to use in-house tools with Blender here. But with the UV wrapping, as I was describing before in the Century Tutorial video, UV wrapping is a pain in the arse. If you don't get it correct and you try to hand paint it, it's so much more difficult. As you can see, there's black marks here and there from where I can't actually paint over it, so it's just a pain. But when you hand paint it, it gives you more of a personal feel to the actual thing you're painting. So, for instance, if you do something stylized and you hand paint it, it makes it look better. But in certain circumstances, and as I was saying before with practicing my colour theory, I'm just doing basic blockout shading here. I'm like, look, this has got to be darker because it's behind the shade, and yeah, I got very frustrated with this, and in my opinion, it didn't look great. But as a first proper attempt at hand paint, I thought it would be a good attempt to show. So, with that being said, this is the end of the video now. I did hope you enjoy. Do subscribe for future content. The next video will be uploaded in the next few days. The reason why this one took so long is because I've been working a bit more than usual, and I've been recording these videos at night, so I've been doing it day by day. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. In case I don't see ya, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye bye.